Now final expression that we are getting is omega square mu epsilon, which is equals to m pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square plus beta square. Now in order to exhibit resonance property, now beta should be equals to p pi by d, right? Now where p is a constant varying from 1 to 3 so on up to infinity. See, m is nothing but number of half wave variations along x axis, and n is nothing but number of half wave variations along y axis, right? And this is nothing but number of half wave variations along z axis, right? Now p is nothing but 1 2 3 so on up to infinity, and this is nothing but number of half wave variations along z axis. Now d is nothing but length of your cavity resonator, right? Nothing but the distance between two shorting plates, right? Now substitute beta equals to, now at this particular resonance property, now f is nothing but resonant frequency of your cavity resonator denoted by f naught, right? Now omega square mu epsilon naught, which is nothing but 2 pi f. Now f becomes f naught, 2 pi f naught square into mu epsilon. Now this is equals to m pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square. Now beta value is p pi by d whole square, right? Now from this expression solve for f naught, right? Now f naught equals to, right, now f naught whole square, which is equals to 1 by 2 pi whole square into mu epsilon into m pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square plus p pi by d whole square, right? Now this is the expression. Now what is f naught? F naught you will get it as, if I find root, 1 by 2 pi, right? Now c square is nothing but 1 by mu e, right? And here you will get c, right? If I find root, you will get it as c. Now see, c square is nothing but 1 by mu e, right? Now root of that c square will become c, that's why c by 2 pi. Now c by 2 pi into m pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square plus p pi by d whole square, right? Now from this total root take pi common. If I take pi common, that pi and this pi will get cancelled. Now finally you will get c by 2 under root of m by a whole square plus n by b whole square plus p by d whole square. Now this is the expression for resonant frequency of a rectangular cavity resonator. Now let me briefly explain. Now cavity resonator, now the term cavity is nothing but a closed structure. Now that closed structure is exhibiting a resonance property, that's why we call it as cavity resonator. Here we have two types of cavity resonator. One is rectangular cavity resonator and another one is circular cavity resonator. If I consider a waveguide structure, now consider this is your rectangular structure. Now the wave is allowed to pass through this waveguide structure. Now when one end of the waveguide is closed with a shorting plate, now what happens, this wave will get reflected, right? Now this wave will get reflected. Now another end is also terminated with shorting plate. Now what happens, it results in standing waves that travel between these two shorting plates, and this exhibit a resonance, that's why we call it as cavity resonator. If this particular waveguide is rectangular, we call it as rectangular cavity resonator, and if the particular waveguide is circular, we call it as circular cavity resonator. And the distance between two shorting plates should be n lambda g by 2, where n is varying from 1 to 3 so on up to infinity. Normally n equals to 3. The distance between two shorting plates should be 3 times of lambda g by 2. Now let us derive resonant frequency. See, we know resonant frequency is 1 by 2 pi root LC. This is for low frequency. Now let me derive high frequency resonant frequency. That means resonant frequency for resonant frequency at high frequency, that is at microwave frequency. Now we have two types of cavity resonator, right? Now let me derive resonant frequency f naught in rectangular cavity resonator. We know that h square equals to gamma square plus omega square. This is the structure of cavity resonator, rectangular cavity resonator. A you know, B you know, where D is the length of that particular rectangular cavity resonator, nothing but distance between two shorting plates. Now we know h square equals to a square plus b square. Now finally we will get a square plus b square, which is equals to gamma square plus omega square mu epsilon. Now what is b? M pi by a whole square, and a value is n pi by b whole square, equals to this equation, right? Now what is gamma? Alpha plus j beta. Now at high frequencies attenuation is 0. Now gamma will become j beta. Now substitute j beta, in place of gamma substitute j beta. J beta square plus omega square mu epsilon equals to n pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square. Now finally omega square mu epsilon m, which is equals to n pi by a whole square plus n pi by b whole square. Now bring this to this side plus beta square, right? Now in order to exhibit resonance, beta should be equals to p pi by d. Now where p is a constant that is varying 1 2 3 so on up to infinity. You know m value is also 1 2 3 so on up to infinity, and n value is also 1 2 3 so on up to infinity, right? Now m is nothing but number of half wave variations along x-axis, and n is along y-axis, where p is along z-axis. Now at this particular resonance, f will become f naught. Now 2 pi, omega is nothing but 2 pi f, f becomes f naught, 2 pi f naught square into mu epsilon. This is equals to this equation. Now finally if you solve for f naught, resonant frequency of rectangular cavity resonator, that is given by c by 2 into under root of m by a whole square plus n by b whole square plus p pi by d whole square. Now let us derive f naught, that is resonant frequency in circular cavity resonator. Resonant frequency in circular cavity resonator. Now let me draw its structure. Now this is a circular, and this has a radius of a, varying from rho is varying from 0 to a, and d is nothing but length of circular cavity resonator, right? D is nothing but length of circular cavity resonator. If it is rectangular cavity, whether d stands for length of cavity resonator, just remember that, right? Now we know the expression h square equals to gamma square plus omega square mu epsilon, right? H square, which is equals to gamma square plus omega square mu epsilon. Now what is h? Pnm by a, right? Now this is for Tm mode of propagation, right? Now h equals to p dash nm by a, and this is for Te mode of propagation. We have derived while finding the cutoff frequency and cutoff wavelength in circular waveguide, right? H value is this thing, Pnm is root for Tm wave and p dash nm is root for Te wave. Now let me derive for Tm wave, right? Now let me derive for Tm wave. Now substitute h value, that is Pnm by a whole square, which is equals to gamma square plus omega square mu epsilon, right? Gamma square plus omega square mu epsilon. Now what is gamma? Gamma is nothing but alpha plus j beta. Now you know attenuation will be 0. Now finally gamma is nothing but j beta, right? Gamma is nothing but j beta. Now substitute that j beta whole square plus omega square mu epsilon. Now this is equals to Pnm by a whole square, right? Now from this expression omega square mu epsilon, that is equals to Pnm by a whole square plus beta square. You have j beta square, you will get minus beta square. Bring this to this side, you will get plus beta square, right? Now what is, in order to exhibit resonance, now beta should be equals to p pi by d, and the frequency at resonance is denoted by f naught, right? Now substitute that, you will get 2 pi f naught whole square into mu epsilon. Now this is equals to Pnm by a whole square plus beta square. Now if you solve this, finally you will get f naught equals to c by 2 pi into under root of Pnm by a whole square plus beta square. Now this is for Te mode, right? Te mode. Here also rectangular cavity resonator or circular cavity resonator supports only Te mode of propagation and Tm mode of propagation. If it is this is for Tm mode. Now if it is for Te mode, only the root will change, c by 2 pi under root of p dash nm by a whole square plus beta is nothing but p pi by d whole square. Here also substitute beta, that is p pi by d whole square, right? Now this is about f naught in circular cavity resonator. Now let me briefly explain. Now we know the expression h square equals to gamma square plus omega square mu epsilon. Now what is h value? Pnm by a for Tm mode of propagation, and it is p dash nm by a for Tm mode of propagation. Now let me derive f naught for Tm mode of propagation. Now substitute h value, that is Pnm by a whole square, which is equals to gamma square plus omega square mu epsilon. Now what is gamma? Alpha plus j beta, right? Now attenuation will be 0. Now finally gamma becomes j beta, right? Now substitute j gamma equals to j beta whole square plus omega square mu epsilon, this is equals to this, right? Now what is j beta square? You will get minus beta square. Now bring beta square to this side, you will get this expression, right? Now in order to exhibit resonance property, beta should be equals to p pi by d, and the frequency at that particular resonance is denoted by f naught. Now substitute that omega is nothing but 2 pi f naught square into mu epsilon, which is equals to pnm by a whole square. Now what is beta? Beta value is nothing but p pi by d whole square, right? Now from this expression calculate, evaluate for f naught, you will get this c by 2 pi. Now what is the value of c? C is nothing but 1 by mu e, right? C square is nothing but 1 by mu e, c is nothing but 1 by root mu e. Here you will get c by 2 pi. If you evaluate that, you will get this expression c by 2 pi under root of pnm by a whole square plus p pi by d whole square. This is for Tm mode of propagation. If it is p dash nm, this is for Tm mode of propagation. Now here ends the topic of resonator. We have two types of resonator, rectangular cavity resonator and circular cavity resonator. Now we have found out its resonant frequency. Now this is at your high frequencies, microwave frequencies, right? Thank you.